Garnett.
Garrett?
I know who you mean now. Yeah.
Call this meeting of the Arundel Planning Board to order. Today is December 6th, 2022 at 7 PM. We are meeting in the Town Hall Meeting Room. And UFOs are about to land.
I'm like, what is that noise?
What is that? I
What
think
is
the heat
that?
just went on. I don't know.
That's really loud
That's very loud.
for a new
At
building.
any rate, we have I'll start with a roll call down at that end.
DJ Feldman, contract planner.
Marty Kane.
Susan Senate.
Paul Green.
Tom again.
Rich Ganong, I'm the chair. We have approval of the agenda. And on the agenda, we have the approval of the minutes from November 15th. We have time for a public comment. And we have a pending application for Solari Self-Storage, a site plan review. After that, if there was any other business that the town planner has for us, and then we will go home.
For the year.
We will go home for the next 5 weeks. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Tom, seconded by Susan. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous. Approval of the minutes for November 15th, 2022.
I move we accept them as written.
Second.
Susan moves that we accept them as written, which is a first, that she was able to get in there. And I don't know if it was Marty or Tom that said, that approved the second.
My minutes are gonna reflect Marty. 'cause I
Okay.
heard it closer.
Okay, then Marty seconded it. Any discussion? Hearing none, those in favor?
Aye.
It is unanimous. The next item is public comment, and since there's nobody from the public here, we'll move straight on to doing the pending applications for Solari Self-Storage. This is Brandon Solari is proposing site development at 2492 Portland Road, tax map 12, lots 11 and 12 in the BI district, to include an existing property maintenance business and create 4 self-storage buildings. Along with this, the applicant is proposing to include a 75 by 60 warehouse building for use by his existing property maintenance business. Brandon Solari is the owner applicant. Jason Haskell, PE of DM Roma Consulting Engineers is the applicant's agent. So I think I can assume that you are Mr. Haskell.
I am.
Take it away.
So good evening. So here on behalf of Brandon Solari, the 4.65 acre piece of property is everything pretty much in green. It's actually made up of 2 lots.
Oh, it comes out. There you go.
So there's an existing single family house right there with kind of an accessory barn behind it. That is part of lot 12, which is bisected, which is limited by here. So it comes up. So this triangle is lot 12, and this triangle here was purchased from the abutter LPM Management Incorporated, so that they could actually square off the lot and get something to work for this use. Currently, the single family house is being utilized as the, I guess, headquarters for Solari property maintenance and excavating. So the proposal is to include 4 self-storage buildings, a mixture of climate controlled and cold self-storage. It will be an unmanned facility with an automated gate and keypad. The self-storage in the BI district is considered a conditional use. So that's one of the approvals that we'll need for this project is the conditional use approval for that. We are working with Patco Construction on both the buildings themselves and working with Mr. Patterson on his experience, not only with building these, but also the maintenance and running of the facilities. So he's been a great ally for us. In addition, this project will also include change of use of the single family house. Technically, the building that Mr. Solari is running the business out of is considered a single-family residential use. Since the business is a construction landscaping business and has outside storage of equipment, earth, landscape materials, we would like to change the use to contractor yard 2, which is actually an approved use in the district. To increase the efficiency of the property, he's looking at expanding the gravel laydown area around the existing house, and also including the warehouse shop building that he'll be using for storage of vehicles and things of that nature. So that'll be part of the approval, is also the change of the use and the building. This will organize significantly organize the property so that it won't be as much sprawling of materials and sprawling of equipment, because it'll all be kind of segregated just to this area, because the rest of the lot is going to be used up by the self-storage facility. So it'll organize the lot up significantly. We're also proposing to rebuild the entrance that he's using now by putting in a paved apron to stop some of the tracking out onto the road, and also changing the alignment some so that it has better sight distance and you don't have people looking over their shoulders trying to look down the road. So the self-storage facility will just be served by underground electric. There won't be any other utilities needed for that one. The shop building will have a bathroom in it. So we've worked with the KKW Water District on getting an additional service tapped off of the existing service that's already serving the single-family house, and they've approved that connection. And then also a septic system will be built beneath the gravel area. Underneath the gravel area is concrete chambers. Lighting for the self-storage facility will be by a light pole at the entrance, and also building mounted lights, wall packs, if you will. And a photometric plan was provided showing that it won't be sending too much light off the property. The stormwater infrastructure is actually pretty robust for the size of the property. It was mostly because we needed to find every opportunity we could to put in a filter pond. There's 5 filter ponds, a Filterra unit, and a roofline drip edge that's along the backside of the shop building. The design was based to provide stormwater treatment and flooding control as required by the town. And since it was over 1 acre of new impervious surface, we needed to go into the DEP for a stormwater permit, which we have acquired back in September. And also the design impacted 9,111 square feet of wetlands, which required a tier 1 wetland fill permit and coordination, main general permit with the Army Corps of Engineers, which we have acquired as well. We're also working with the DOT right now on the driveways, but based on so right now we're showing 3 driveway connections based on the last conversations we had with them. It's looking like we'll have the one for the self-storage, the main entrance for the maintenance company, but that secondary one to the north may be going away just because of the number of curb cuts that curb cut's already there now, but because of it's a high crash, not a high crash, it's a mobility corridor, so it's relatively fast with a lot of cars, so they're trying to minimize the number of curb cuts, even if it means closing up one that's already been there. So we're working through that one right now, and as that moves forward, we'll definitely coordinate with the town.
Just, excuse me, can you say that again? Is it the northern curb cut that's associated with the pole? Is that what you're looking for?
This one right here.
Okay.
It's a small one. You can, if you drove by it, you wouldn't even know it's there. It's just like a 10-foot wide driveway. We wouldn't even have considered it, but it had a paved apron coming off of the road. So the DOT recognized it at one point as a driveway. So that's why we were going to reuse it and provide a little bit better flow through the facility. But we understand that the DOT.
That
Once you-
basically was you being used just for the garage or in the back there.
Correct. Yeah, they would, it sounded like they would bring some vehicles through there, but after a while, they've realized that the existing septic system is right in the way. So it's definitely time for them to replace that as well.
So the plan is going to be revised to close that, show that with a closed down curb opening.
If the DOT requires it. I mean, obviously, Mr. Solari would prefer to have the extra curb cut just for flow of bringing trailers in from one side and then loading them up and then keep on going around the horseshoe, if you will. But if the DOT is not going to allow it, then obviously we're going to close it up.
Where are you in that process?
It is, they've gone through and they've got to go out and check site distance. But other than that, we've gone through and had several conversations with them, and it should be relatively soon when we get probably within the next month or so, that we get some type of direction from them. Correct. For the maintenance building. Three down to two, correct.
And what you've portrayed up there is what's going to stay for the actual storage facility. There's nothing that's going to
Correct.
be changing on that at all.
No.
It's just the one that's already there might have to be closed.
Right.
So you're not adding it. You're basically just going to have to make it go away if they say it's. Okay.
Right. The existing septic field that to use that entrance that we'd be looking at closing up, they'd be driving over the septic system, and it's not made out of concrete chambers like we're proposing, which you can actually drive over. It will be a
Not with the
H20.
trailer thing, though. I would think a full trailer would be safe.
The new ones are going to be, the new system that they're going to be putting in is going to be H20 loaded, which means you could drive a fire truck over it.
Gotcha.
The letter from DOT, that was for the self-storage driveway. The other ones were historically there. Yep, so the other two driveways were already there before probably 2000. So they didn't need self-storage, yep. The other ones were, we were thinking we're going to be grandfathered into it, but things change. Correct, yeah.
A couple
And of
of quick,
course,
how many employees does he have?
he has, I believe it's 4 right now. He's hoping for more. He's looking for more. So just like
And-
everyone else right now.
Where are they going to park? It's not on the plan.
The parking would be either along the building or up along the northern side of the gravel area.
It needs to be designated on the plan.
Okay.
And now, if I understood you correctly, the residential house is going to be converted into like an office
Correct.
space. So there will be nobody living in the house.
As far as I know, yep.
Okay. Is the warehouse storage building, is it going to have a sprinkler system in it, or how do
It
you
will
plan
not.
on,
It
how are
will-
you going to handle fire control? if you need it?
Right across the street. Right across the street is a hydrant.
Yeah,
But you won't be able, the fire department can't lay that line across Route 1.
Then it's, we haven't received any comments from anyone at the town that, and
No,
so I'm not
that's-
sure the direction they'd be looking to
that-
go
That's
in.
really a performance code issue when they go for a building permit, the fire department, fire chief and Jim will make a determination based on fire code whether or not they require sprinklers or whether they require any other kind of fire protection.
Okay. Yeah, I just know just up the street where Old Post Road comes in.
Yep.
4 years, 5 years ago, we were fighting a fire at the boatyard and DOT ran over the hoses. They knew the hoses were there and they didn't care. They sliced right through them. It was a snowstorm and they were going to plow the road.
I'm with you now. Yeah. Wow.
I think that covers whatever I had for discussion.
Yeah, so this meeting tonight is to find the application complete and to set a date for a public hearing on the application. And the sidewalk, you need the sidewalk.
We had one, didn't we?
So you had put in your memo,
Hmm.
concern about landscaping.
Yep,
Can we talk about that?
sure. I mean, the ordinance for the BI zone does call for landscaping and they have put just a couple of trees on the frontage area and certainly from my perspective, I would have hoped to have seen additional trees. I believe there's actually a scheme. Excuse me. Find it. Might even mention it in my memo.
It does. It says permitted under 6.6.5.4 dot B. Because you're calling, the plan is only calling for 2 Armstrong maples to the north and storage facility entrance.
So just so everyone understands the concept, the landscaping design conceptually, right along through here, there's a stand of trees that are actually pretty dense and actually, and they're going to stay there. What we've had trouble with this design was everywhere that's pretty much landscaped area, other than wetlands, is some type of a stormwater treatment device, whether it's a filter pond or a filtera. So you can't plant trees inside these.
Ditches.
Yeah, right. But they got they got the filter material underneath it with an under drain that connects into the rest of the storm drain system. So what we've presented was to maintain this existing buffer through here, which we can, if you want to do a site walk, we can definitely show you along that way. And then I've shown some landscaping around the proposed sign. These through here are kind of like an evergreen that would line the top of one of the berms of one of the ponds. They grow relatively tall, but not enough that the root system would really get into the filter material. We have a few trees here, but most of what we tried to do was use evergreens, because we want to make sure if we're trying to buffer a screen, we want to make sure it's there for all 4 seasons. So what we've done is put in some arborvitaes along this edge here where we could. Again, it was along the top of one of the pond's berms. So these arborvitaes will grow really significantly tall, probably 15 feet eventually. We're proposing to plant them at 5. And then and then the same thing through here, a lot of evergreens to block off the view of the material storage containers, so that it's not just one, like a a solid concrete block wall. We're buffering that with some evergreens, some, can't remember what those were. Let's see. Oh, those were actually some tall shrubs. So those would,
What are you putting directly in front on the berm? Is that also are providing?
these are actually something even smaller with a smaller base than the arborvitaes. It won't grow as tall as them,
Right.
but it's something that can be within the narrow berm that's on that pond.
And that's considered a buffer, something smaller than an arborvitae in front of a storage facility?
So, this, I think a sidewalk may be appropriate even if you've done one before, so we better understand what they're proposing. They may need to request a waiver of this standard, because under landscaping, street trees, it says shall be installed in the front yard of any property fronting a public street or private way, and no less than one street tree for every 50 feet frontage. Street trees located under or in proximity of overhead fairly large shrubs. So you might want, I mean, in all fairness, but I think a waiver may need to be requested. There's also a lot of ledge out there. I don't know
Yes.
what's going to do with the wall in that area.
Just say something about that, I think rather than, we have to see the waiver, the request for it.
Correct.
But rather than grant the waiver, I think we'd rather work to come up with some type of compromise solution.
Yep.
It will be pretty visible.
Open, yeah, it'll be open for sure.
Yeah. So it'd be nice to, yeah, so something, if it can't be, if trees won't survive there.
Well, a lot of ledge.
Yeah.
A lot of ledge, and maybe something else. Maybe that's. I think it needs something.
Well, I think,
Right, the waiver needs is too clear.
right,
Then that sets the tone. for the
Next
rest of
one,
it.
right.
Correct. Yeah, well, I don't know if it's a waiver or compromise.
You gotta get closer to the speak, go closer to the speaker, because people can't hear you when you whisper in the back.
Right. Yeah. 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 I think that's what I was thinking.
And I mean, again, I think, I don't think that issue should jeopardize completeness. I mean, this application is fairly.
Oh, it's very complete. I was just questioning that, of how it was gonna look from the road.
Yes, we need to, you folks, hey, you folks need to determine how you want to handle it between now and the time of the.
Yeah.
Whether it is a waiver or some sort of negotiating.
We can discuss that.
Yeah, I think we can do a site walk and go take a look at it. How high are the buffers? How tall are they? I'm sorry, not the buffers, the berms.
I want to say the berms are going to be at pavement elevation. So it's not going to be screening, the berm itself is not going to be screening the site.
Okay.
They're about at the same elevation as the pavement.
Now, that's what I
It's the other
recall
side
when
of
I
the
drive
ditch,
down the road.
basically.
Yes.
It's the other side of the ditch from the road. Yeah, it looks complete.
Very impressive thing.
Thank you.
I don't see if that do with things that you always have to ask for. I don't see anything back. So
Except the DOT, and they're working on
But
it,
that's in process.
but that's in the
Correct.
process.
Yeah.
So I'd like to, make a motion that we keep this complete with the condition that, I think.
Well, no, I don't think we can put it, we can't put the conditions on it. It's either complete or it's not.
Backtrack. You've already indicated you have evidence to go with. So I just leave it at deem this complete.
Is there a second? Motion by Tom, seconded by Paul to deem the application complete. Any discussion? Yes, Lee J.
I didn't know whether you wanted another motion or as part of this to establish a sidewalk and or a public hearing.
Yeah.
We're gonna be 5 weeks out, so.
Right, that, yeah, we'll do that after, right after. I just want to make sure the applicant understands that the fact that we've deemed it complete doesn't mean that we've accepted it. We've just said, you gave us everything we have, everything we need to make a decision.
Right. Not a problem.
You got your eyes crossed.
Now we
I hope
just need to
so.
see it and talk about it, and talk about the conditional things that we just said about.
Yep.
Process it.
Okay,
The vote?
all those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Congratulations, your application is complete.
Thank you very much.
Now, on to the bigger and better fun things in life. When do you want to do a site walk? We don't have another meeting until January 10th.
So I understand that with
We
the
don't
weather
have-
conditions coming up and stuff, we may want to still do the sidewalk well before the.
Oh, yeah, that was my thought. We may very well want to look at it and say, let's not push it too far out.
I mean, it was 50 degrees today, so
What about next Thursday? Anybody available? Or do you want to do it during the day?
we work.
Well, we all work.
I work, so no, not doing it during the day. Thanks, though. Well, I don't have to go. It's fine. I would love to go, but I have a
I
job.
can't get out during the day.
That's what I'm saying.
That's fine. I just wanted to see if I get a reaction out of
You
Susan.
got one. Congratulations.
I know she's a teacher.
No,
Or
I'm a
was.
program coordinator, but I have a job.
Well, we all have jobs.
Anywho, so, huh? What Saturday you're talking about? I have a meeting on one of the.
17th.
17th, I have a meeting in the morning from 9
Yep.
to 12. I mean, we could do the 17th, it would just have to be in the afternoon.
Yeah, I've got the same issue on the 17th. I've got a meeting from 8 to 10.
Is it too soon to do this Saturday? You have to have how many days to do a sidewalk notification? Do you have to have,
What, this Saturday?
We just have to post it, but there's no time.
Yeah, this,
because I'm open this Saturday. Anybody else?
Can't post it. So
Are
you
you
guys,
open
you guys good
Saturday?
with that?
And
Okay.
post it tomorrow.
What
The
time?
10th? The
Yeah,
10th is good for you?
Earlier in the morning, yeah. Morning works good for me.
What? 3.
I'm available from 4 on, if you'd like to do one in the afternoon, because it gets dark also, but at 4 o'clock. And then in Saturdays and the 17th, I'm available, but after 12. Oh, I can go whenever. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's.
It's
We need light. I don't
It's like
think we need
someone
that.
Are we
It's like
talking,
9.
hey, Paul, are we talking 6 AM or 6 PM? Because it's going to be dark either way.
What time would be good for you? 8:30
We'll do
works for me.
Yeah, works for me.
8:30?
Saturday at 8:30.
8:30 on the 10th, and that way we can get it out of the way before it snows.
Perfect. What would you like to see laid out?
The front and
I'd
the
li-
side, and I don't want, we want to see what things laid out as much as possible of where things will be.
Like the
Curb.
yeah, I can
Can-
definitely do that.
Can you
Um,
stake out where the buildings are going to be? Or not exactly, but you know, like
Yeah.
the storage unit in the back and some idea of the roadway circling the self-storage?
Okay, yeah, I can do that. Oh, definitely, yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, so just so we have a general idea of where it is before we come back and
And the parking, wherever that's going to be.
Okay.
all by Saturday.
Yeah, we got a brand new GPS unit just for that.
Excellent.
Can it indicate where the rear property line is?
Yep.
will say something that I will bring up later, and I'll tell you now. Where you have the snow storage.
Oh, yeah.
in the back of the lot, right against the property. Like, yeah, like 5.
There's not a lot of space there, yeah.
That's most of it being in the buyer's property, so.
We would need a release that allows you to push that snow into the abutter's property.
Okay, I can definitely remove that from the plan, not a problem. You know, it makes a lot of sense with that. There is not a lot of room from the edge of
Where
pavement
will
back to
you
the
put it
property line. We are showing. So we're showing snow storage right in through here. What it is, this is uplands. This is not part of the wetlands that they'd be dumping snow into. So there'd be that area right there. There's actually this area right here, there's going to be a little bit of snow storage availability. And then for this site, this corner over here will be, they'll have, during the winter, they'll have plenty of, they won't be coming in and out with trailers and everything like that. So it's right in through there will be unused
We're less
space.
concerned for that large area of pavement and that one building and turning than it would be for this self-storage, because you're going to be having it fenced as well, aren't you?
We were not intending to, no.
In the back of the self-storage, but you had keys to go, just for individual, I'm sorry.
Just for the
individual
gate, just for the gate to go,
up and over.
go up, yeah.
Okay,
Because really, because the DEP does not want you plowing snow into any of those filter basins. We are pretty much lining the outside of it in boulders,
okay.
which we'll have plenty of when we're done out there. And that will be a deterrent for anybody trying to drive their vehicle into this site other than that driveway.
So in a good snow year, is there any opportunity for him to be able to take that snow off site?
Yes. He's got my understanding, he's part owner of a farm someplace that I'm guessing they can find a place to put it.
Right, he's the one who just puts the narrative on that.
Okay.
So there, so we have a good snow year, and it's hard to place snow in those storage locations that will be
Right.
taken on site.
Okay, so somebody make a motion for the site walk, 8:30 Saturday morning.
Second,
Motion made by Paul Green, seconded by Sue Sinnet. All those in favor? Anyone opposed? Good. I'll see you all at 8:30 Saturday morning.
All right, thank
do
you
you
very
want to
much.
set the public hearing too?
And now we need to set the public hearing.
Do you want to set?
The
it for
the next meeting, which is on January 10th.
I move that we set the public hearing for January 10th.
Motion made by Susan, seconded by Paul Green to have a public hearing on January 10th, 2023. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's unanimous.
And sorry, Lee J, with the public hearing, is there a workshop after that we could possibly get approval if everything's all wrapped up at that point?
Yes. If,
Everything's, yeah.
if everything is
obviously.
all wrapped up, then immediately after we close the public hearing, assuming we only have the one, we would then vote on, we discuss the issue and vote on it, make sure we have everything.
So it could
So, yeah.
happen that day.
So all of this stuff that we've asked you about,
Brandon's watching right now, so. Let's get it done.
And if for some reason the DOT thing isn't back, it's still in process, you just let us know in that regard, because you have plenty of time, 5 weeks. Hopefully
Right.
you'll get something back and before that, so.
Another question, I don't know if the typo error, but on the application that I've seen on our agenda, you have the storage of the warehouse to be 75 by 60. On the plan, it's 45 by 80. Not a big deal. It's
The 45 by 80.
45.
Yeah.
Okay. Same marks.
It may
Whatever's
have been on my cover letter or something along those.
All right. Anything else for the applicant? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you Saturday morning.
That's good.
I'll be there with a 37-ounce cup of coffee. The second one of the day. Okay. Next business is up to the town planner. Do you have anything for us, boss?
I don't have anything really pertaining directly to the town of Arundel. I think things are quieting a little bit. Not being as inundated with development projects for these folks. We have added we have a new staff person at SFPC who I think would also help out on plan review and pinch. I need it. His name is James Rather. He's coming to us from the city of Portland. He has been the director, coordinator of plan review for the city of Portland for the last 4 years. And he's now joining our staff as the director of innovation and long range planning. He's actually replacing Chuck Morgan, who that will be August now. And we kind of redesigned the position. James is going to be a great asset to the region for us.
You don't like food trucks?
I don't know. No one asked him that.
No, just how they had such a problem cutting down the number of food trucks.
I don't know if he's been involved in that issue. He handled development reviews, so
That's part of the review.
not necessarily with the city of Portland. Other than that, I don't have anything. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to everyone. Get a good Christmas there. Be ready to go in January.
Did I mention what I mentioned to you?
Sure.
Take a drive by and look at the Lord's section, which is where they are going to be putting the storage units. It looks like it's bigger than what we thought. And also where there was supposed to be, was that small perennial pond.
Yeah.
Which was up on the bank, it's all flat now.
Not good.
I'll take
Yeah.
On Old Donuts.
Not Holy Donuts. Oh, Holy Donuts has been busy.
No, the back,
They have
the
that-
shop, the shop isn't open.
Kitchen, but no-
The drive-through
The
shop,
drive-through is not open yet.
no,
I mean, I don't think,
probably will be, probably won't be till probably spring.
well, they're have so many people going in and out of there. They're running 2 shifts.
Yeah.
But the fact is, I don't think they really have the 2 things, and I haven't talked to them. I don't think they have anybody to run it, for one, and 2, the fact is that this time of the year, people don't know about it. Somebody's just gonna be sitting there and doing nothing.
But I want a donut. Mark.
Well, I'm willing to bet you, if you go over there
It's a
and
Scar
talk to
I
them.
know, that's true.
No,
We can knock
I
on the door.
bet you we could get
Excuse
some
me.
donuts. I mean,
Excuse me.
but no, I
Do
mean.
they taste-
Just, hey, Susan, just FYI, don't be like that LA sheriff who flashed her badge and had to resign. She tried to get
No,
out of
I
a
would not. I
ticket.
just wanted to do the drive around. I mean, have that full conversation. I like their, their bourbon dip donuts and a cup of coffee. I can go to Scarborough. It's fine.
There you go.
I move that we adjourn.
We are done. Guys, everybody have a very Merry Christmas,
I
and
did
we'll look forward to
today.
seeing you on Saturday.
I got 3 in there that I whatever. 'cause you-